what this slide shows is where Ausgrid sits in the broader electricity supply chain. Right here, we've got Ausgrid's distribution network, but we're linked to a number of different players within the electricity supply chain. So those players are generation, transmission, distribution, and then the customers. So we've got businesses and residential customers. Customers also have distributed energy resources. So that's if you've got, say, solar panels or electric vehicles, EVs, or batteries at your home, then that's also part of that broader supply chain too, and we receive that energy too. But let's break it down a little bit more. So if we break down generation, we can have generation that's done on a large scale, such as over here. So they generate an immense amount of energy at high voltage and send it through the transmission network. For New South Wales, this means Transgrid. Transgrid is our transmission network service provider, and there's only one for a given geographical area or region. So from Transgrid, the energy then comes to us, Ausgrid. We're the distribution network. As the distribution network for the Sydney, Hunter and Central Coast regions of New South Wales, we make sure the energy gets from the transmission companies and large-scale generators through to your homes and businesses. Think of them like the highway and us like the local roads. They can take that high volume, high fast pressure pace, whereas we take it down at a lower, slower level, so it can come down to the businesses and come down to the homes. In terms of how that happens, there are step-ups and step-down processes through transformers, and these transformers enable the energy to go from the generators through the transmission networks and then through to us as the distribution networks, and then we feed them through feeders into your homes and into your businesses. We have distributed energy resources, which is a really growing area of renewable generation in New South Wales and throughout Australia. So what we're doing as Ausgrid is we're making sure that our network can accommodate that increased distributed energy resources, also known as customer energy resources, and making sure our network can receive that energy that you're giving to us and storing it on our grid or sending it throughout the grid as well in a way that accommodates them as much as possible. If we think about what Ausgrid and Transgrid mean for your energy bills and how those bills are constructed and made up, we are regulated by a body called the Australian Energy Regulator. And that's because we are effectively monopolies for the given geographical area within which we operate. And it's not efficient for there to be more than one poles and wires company for a given area, because it would be highly costly to duplicate that process. And it would mean much higher energy bills for the customers. Now, this next slide provides you with a breakdown of your electricity bill. So what we're seeing here is, again, those different parties that we looked at on the previous slide. We saw generation, transmission, distribution. What's new is this retail component and environment component. All these components make up your total energy bill. If we think about the total network area that I was talking about on the previous slide that included transmission and distribution, that makes up about 33% of your bill. We collect those charges that you saw and we pass them through to the retailer who then applies it to your energy bill. So there's probably about over 40 retailers in the New South Wales area that you can get your energy from. And they could be something like AGL, Energy Australia, Origin Energy, or Red Energy, to name a few of the big players. You go to one of those players, let's say Energy Australia, and you say, I'd like you to be my provider for electricity, for you to give me that contract for energy, and I get that bill from you. That bill will look something like this, or $1,611 for your average residential customer, based on around 5,000 kilowatt hours of usage per annum. This means your energy bill is made up of a few different percentages. Generation will generally accommodate about 38% of your energy bill. Transmission will be about 7%. Our component of the energy bill will be about 26%, and retail will be about 23%, and environment will be about 6%. In terms of how the bill progresses to you, we as Ausgrid will collect the transmission components of the bill. They'll send them to us, they'll send that information, and then we'll then send that to your retailer, and your retailer will apply that and then send you your bill on a monthly or quarterly basis. And that's how your energy bill gets to you.